she does. She uses her body.
I'm sick of watching Caitlin getting attacked. If the league doesn't step up and protect her, things are going to get ugly real fast.
Why has this story completely taken over the basketball world? Because this time, some of the biggest voices in the sport are speaking up, and people are paying attention. On June 24, 2026, the Indiana Fever faced the Phoenix Mercury in a game that quickly became about far more than the final score. During the second quarter, a moment unfolded that sparked an immediate reaction across the entire basketball community. Fans, analysts, former players, coaches, and even NBA stars all found themselves talking about the exact same play. The response was overwhelming. The conversation wasn't limited to the WNBA. It reached every corner of the basketball world. One of the most notable reactions came from Steph Curry, whose opinion carries enormous weight throughout the sport. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe because we're following every development in this story and will continue covering the latest updates as the situation unfolds.
What I'd love Caitlin to do is get up one time and then just slap the out of her.
The connection between Steph Curry and Caitlin Clark goes much deeper than fans simply comparing their playing styles. Before the start of the 2026 WNBA season, Clark took another step in her development by training with Brandon Payne, the longtime skills coach who has worked closely with Curry for years. Clark explained exactly why she made that decision. "I knew he worked with Steph, and I love Steph's game," she said. "I was looking for creative ways to improve, push myself, and keep growing as a player." Few NBA stars experience that level of attention more consistently than Steph Curry, and few WNBA players have dealt with it as often as Caitlin Clark. Even when Clark doesn't have the basketball, defenders continue leaning on her, pulling at her jersey, and making every cut or screen more difficult. Curry has spent years facing that exact same style of defense. The similarities became even more obvious in January 2026 during a game against the Charlotte Hornets, when Curry was repeatedly held and bumped as he tried to move without the ball. The clips quickly spread online, and Clark couldn't help but weigh in. Commenting on the video, she wrote, "We want to see Steph make 12 threes a game. Stop grabbing him, please." It was a lighthearted comment, but it also highlighted something both stars understand better than almost anyone else: the challenge of staying effective when opponents rely on constant physical play to slow you down.
Oh man, Caitlin is she's a beast, man. Like, and they love her. So I'll probably say Caitlin Clark. I love Tyrese, but she's another level in terms of just the love that.
Many basketball commentators believed Caitlin Clark's earlier remark about Steph Curry carried a deeper meaning than it first appeared. Sports analyst Robin Lundberg pointed out that Clark's comment wasn't just about Curry's experience, it reflected what she had been dealing with herself. As Lundberg explained, it almost felt like Caitlin Clark was speaking for herself when she said that about Steph. That perspective gave even more context to what unfolded on June 24. For many observers, the incident involving Alyssa Thomas and Clark became more than another controversial WNBA moment. To those drawing comparisons with Curry's career, it highlighted the physical challenges that often come with being one of the league's biggest stars. From that viewpoint, it wasn't simply one isolated play. It became part of a much larger discussion about how elite players are defended and whether officials are doing enough to protect them. Reaction online was immediate and passionate. Across social media, countless fans criticized the officials and questioned whether enough was being done to protect the league's biggest stars. One post on X summed up the frustration shared by many viewers, arguing that if these situations continue to go uncalled, the WNBA risks seeing one of its top players suffer a serious injury.
Deals with a lot there's a lot of rhetoric behind her that she really has no control over, and I think that the way she handles that is just amazing. Like, I think when it comes to the game of basketball, like, she's probably top 5 most famous people that are playing right now, just in general. That includes our league.
The backlash online escalated almost immediately, with fans expressing disbelief over both the play itself and the officials' decision not to penalize it. One frustrated fan summed it up this way: Caitlin Clark gets called for clapping and receives a technical, but Alyssa Thomas makes contact with her throat and nothing happens? That's unbelievable. Outkicks John Root criticized the situation, arguing that the league's biggest attraction deserves greater protection during games. Barstool Sports founder Dave Portnoy reacted with a short but pointed message, questioning how a play like that could happen without any consequence, and describing it as an obvious cheap shot. Sports Illustrated analyst Robin Lundberg took his criticism a step further, calling on the WNBA to review the play and consider disciplinary action against Alyssa Thomas. Former WNBA player Stacey Dales also voiced strong concerns, saying the sequence deserved league review and describing the contact as completely unnecessary. The discussion wasn't only about one possession, it quickly shifted toward a broader debate over player safety, officiating consistency, and whether the league is doing enough to protect its highest-profile athletes. One person who addressed the issue directly after the game was Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White.
In here aware of what happened 2 nights ago? And that still happens?
What?
Absolutely unacceptable.
No, she didn't, dude.
Absolutely
you just
unacceptable.
cursed?
And the reckless closeout that they actually reviewed, and the foot still comes down on top of the defender's foot that wasn't upgraded? Absolutely disrespectful.
Stephanie White wasn't finished making her point. She continued by saying, the first problem was simple. The officials had to make the call. In her view, the contact was obvious, excessive, and should never have been ignored. She also questioned how, after everything that had happened in previous games, another controversial sequence could unfold without a stronger response from the referees. White made it clear that, to her, the situation was completely unacceptable. Then came the comment that quickly spread across basketball circles. Officials had access to multiple camera angles. They stopped play, reviewed the sequence, and still decided not to increase the penalty. For many fans and analysts, that decision became just as controversial as the contact itself. What makes the debate even more emotional is everything that led up to that night. During the offseason, Caitlin Clark invested countless hours improving her game. She trained with Brandon Payne, the longtime skills coach who has worked with Steph Curry, looking for new ways to elevate her performance after dealing with injuries. She arrived ready for the 2026 season, and on June 24th, she was once again showing why she's considered one of basketball's brightest stars. Then the game took a dramatic turn. The incident involving Alyssa Thomas became the defining moment of the night, and Clark later exited with a back injury, raising even more questions about player safety. For many observers, this wasn't viewed as an isolated incident. Supporters have frequently pointed to the physical defense Clark faces throughout games, arguing that she is routinely bumped, grabbed, held, and challenged even when she isn't handling the basketball. Whether people agree with that assessment or not, the conversation has continued to grow as more high-profile moments have unfolded. That's one reason so many people drew comparisons to Steph Curry. Will the league determine that additional discipline is warranted, or will the on-court ruling remain unchanged? That decision will likely shape how many fans view the league's commitment to consistency and player safety moving forward. Now we want to hear from you. After watching everything that unfolded, do you think the league should have taken stronger action? If additional discipline were issued, what do you believe would be appropriate? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you're enjoying our coverage of the biggest stories in basketball, don't forget to subscribe for future updates.